Hi, I'm Dave, and in the words made infamous by New Jersey Senator Cory Booker, this is my Spartacus moment. Before I go all Spartacus on you, I want to share something with you that I read on Facebook. You need a lot of wisdom on Facebook. Anyhow, I'm quoting here. This is smart, actually. Being taught to avoid talking about politics and religion has led to a lack of understanding of politics and religion. What we should have been taught was how to have a civil conversation about difficult topics. I think I agree with that statement wholeheartedly. And so this is me trying to share my side of a civil conversation about some difficult subjects. Over the next couple days, I'm going to try to outline 3 reasons that you should not empower leftists that control the Democratic Party. Look, I know right away that sounds political, but I think it goes much deeper than that. So here we go. My number one reason that you should not empower the leftists in the Democratic Party is their promotion and acceptance of globalism. In my view, the leftists in the Democratic Party and the media that supports them have been grooming Americans to give up our form of government and accept globalism for years. Former President Obama spent most of his 8 years in office shaming his own country at home and abroad. Like most leftists, he understands that the first battlefield is the rewriting of history. And he spent a lot of his time trying to do just that. In addition to shaming our country, President Obama promoted racial tension, class warfare, the war on cops, and attacks against our religious liberties. He wanted us to be divided and ashamed of who we are as a nation and as a people. It was intentional. Like any good leftist, he also knew that if you can get people to give up their patriotism, you can also get them to give up their country. It has been my experience that most Americans don't care about your race, gender, or how much money you make. Most Americans only care about the content of your character. I think that is something we should all be proud of. And Americans can also be proud that we are the most generous nation on the planet when it comes to helping other countries around the world in their times of need. As far as immigration goes, America has traditionally had one of the most generous policies in the world as it pertains to legal immigration. And I think that should continue, and I think it will. President Trump has made it clear that he is for some kind of amnesty for dreamers. But in order to ensure that amnesty does not create another mass influx of illegal immigrants seeking a similar deal, he wants our borders secured first. I think that's a good idea. As far as the caravans of immigrants from Central America are concerned, they are organized, funded, and provided logistical support by our enemies. Their goal is to challenge our right as a sovereign nation to enforce our borders. I'm sure there are plenty of good people in those caravans, but unfortunately they are pawns of the globalist agenda, and they should be turned back to discourage further attempts to undermine our right to control our own borders. We can have compassion without borders, but we can't have a country without borders. I also find it necessary to comment on the orchestrated outrage of the mainstream media over children being separated from adults at the Mexican border. To put that into perspective, I want to make 3 points. Number 1, these separations only occurred with people that were trying to cross illegally. Number 2, whenever an adult is arrested and jailed anywhere in the United States, they are separated from their children that are in their care at the time. And number 3, with illegal border crossings, it is extremely important to make sure that the children involved are not being brought into the country by human traffickers. To wrap it up, the biggest problem with globalism is that it will probably end up being global communism. You can roll your eyes if you want, but if you look around at all the socialist countries, it's obvious that socialism makes their people soft and easy targets for stronger forms of government with evil intentions. I think our constitutional republic is the strongest form of government because it's owned by the people for the people. I think that if the United States gives in to socialism, it won't be too long until the whole world gives in to communism, since socialism is the weakest form of government. Vladimir Lenin, the Russian communist revolutionary who by some estimates was responsible for over 60 million deaths, said, "The goal of socialism is communism. Always has been and always will be." I don't know about you, but I don't want to live in a communist country. And I sure don't want to be dead. The choice isn't really between Democrats and Republicans. This choice is between globalism and patriotism. So that's my number one reason you should not empower the leftists and the Democratic Party. Thanks to those who tuned in, and look, tomorrow I'm going to cover reason number 2, that you should not empower leftists in the Democratic Party. So check it out. Thanks a lot. God bless. Bye.